You're right with the cameras on now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, cool.
Can you give him some makeup? He looks crap. So we're really worried what's going to happen in the next year or two, aren't we?
We've stopped a month early this season with the cull, just to try and give them a bit of a break.
Yeah. You farted, dog. Go and get up, you horrible monkey. Hear us, then you know what's going on. Right, all aboard.
All aboard, Captain. Chocks away. Okay.
Quite often before we go out stalking, we'll always check the zero of the rifle, because it's imperative that it's point of aim. Obviously, the aim of the game is to do a precise shot in the field, so things can happen to your rifle if it's been knocked or anything. You could have a situation in the field that we want to avoid. So, as much as possible, we do everything we can to ensure, you know, ultimate accuracy. Really, this is quite an extreme case of a rifle. Really, it's not what a lot of people use. So what we'll do now, if you're happy,
yeah,
I'll get into a firing position. We tend to shoot what's called prone in the field, which is from the bipod. So this is a common shooting position for accuracy. Shooting off fence posts and freehand is not accurate whatsoever, so we just don't, it's not done at all. So most of our shots are from the prone position for accuracy.
Okay, cool. Are you good at the fairground?
I don't know, yeah, I've not done it for a while, but I don't think I'd like it if I took that one to the fairground.
No, probably not.
He hit anything?
He's not a bad shot, is he?
This is Hazel.
How did you come by Hazel?
She was handed in as a wafting stray, basically. She was basically looked like she'd been caught in a cattle grid, because she was literally about that big.
Oh.
So they ran across the cattle grid, she fell in, got trapped, and the rest of the herd went on. So anyway, she was picked up wandering around in the middle of the night, so they brought her to us and basically just bottle reared her, and there she is 5 years later. So
beautiful, isn't she?
Yeah, she's.
Are you a hunter as well?
Yeah, I used to shoot deer, like, you know, with the group regular. Like,
yeah.
I don't so much nowadays. I'm a photographer. I'm a wildlife artist and photographer, so I tend to prefer shooting them with a camera nowadays. And
okay. Was Hazel the reason you sort of stopped shooting so much, do you think? Was there a correlation between that?
No, I still carried on shooting, like, say, you know, for 2 years. Because I'm not a hypocrite. Basically, I eat meat, and, you know, meat's got to die, you know, or to get meat, something's got to die for you. So I think anybody who eats meat should be either made to kill something once in their life, or see something being killed on their behalf once in their life, you know, up close and personal, because meat doesn't just appear in Tesco's with a bit of cellophane on it. You know, it is ending something's life. So,
to be honest, I think what you said is exactly right. I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, it doesn't just appear on a plate, does it? It's got to, you know.
Makes it hard to go and be nasty to him now, doesn't it?
Yeah, you bastard.
I'm a vegetarian.
I don't know how you can do it. I don't know how you can come here, give her fruit and vegetables, and let your kids chase her around the pen, and love her and everything else, and then go out and shoot them. I just don't know how you can do it. Wow. How do you live with yourself? How do you sleep at night?
I don't know, it's tricky.
Do you not eat venison then?
Yeah, I love it, but that's not the point, is it? It's not the point.
Alright, well, thanks for having us.
That's alright, you're welcome.
What we find as well is that by taking a very precise shot on the deer, it's an instant dispatch, and when the deer expires, there's no adrenaline released into the meat. It's an instant light out. Whereas if you shoot in the chest, which is the more common shot across the country with hunters, the deer would run, you know, 50, 60, 100 metres, and when it's running, it's pumping, adrenaline's going, and eventually, you know, it will expire, but it can, in our experience, produce a lesser quality venison.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
I'm sure Anton will vouch for this. It really is chalk and cheese, to be honest, and it boils down. You know, the shot is the first part, and then the way the carcass is handled and skinned and then stored in the chiller, produces at the end the product that we're looking for. But the initial stage of a good humane shot is crucial in the process.
Good spot, Huey. Blimey, that was so quick. Spot it and...
Well, you've seen how quickly they've been moving all day.
The fallow do keep moving, so you've not always got a long time.
No,
You've
that's
got to
incredible. I can't believe how quick that was.
And it's the animal we've been looking for as well. So a young male
Yeah.
pricket, which is what we're trying to cull at this time of year.
Okay then, so what do we do now?
We'll work onto the carcass now, and we'll do a gralloch. A field gralloch down where the carcass is.
A what?
A field gralloch, which is taking the stomach out. You'll see a bit more when we get down there, and then we'll bring it back to the Land Rover and take it back to the larder to do the rest of the dressing out and skinning procedure.
Okay.
So this is where
You make it sound very glamorous.
this is where the food bit starts, I suppose.
So what's the procedure now then?
It's not going to be blooded, bled. So you get in the wishbone here and just push the knife in there. Get it pumped out to get all the blood out of it.
Oh, that's a lot of blood, isn't it?
And then he'll start cleaning its guts out, leaving the liver and kidney, heart in, but taking all the entrails out.
Right.
So what we're going to do now is remove the stomach and digestive tract. So in here is the stomach and the liver, pancreas on the other side at the back. And then the intestines here, small and large, going out to the back end. And then at the front, the stomach again, through to the esophagus and windpipe there. The esophagus coming up to the mouth. So we need to tie this off so that when we pull it out, we're not going to get any of the green stomach content going into the carcass and spoiling the meat. So we tie this knot over, and it locks itself now, so that can't pull through. Same at the other end. The large intestine comes out at the anus, we've got to cut that off, and again, so both ends are sealed, and what we call the green, the stomach and the intestines, all comes out in the field, and it's completely clean and nothing contaminates the carcass. So what I've got to do first is get the pancreas off the back of the stomach, which is right at the back here. Unfortunately you won't be able to see me doing that.
I'm not unhappy about that.
And then what I'm now trying to do is find the end of the esophagus, which we tied off.
Yeah, that pipe.
So all this now comes out. Now we've got the same going to the back end.
Oh, okay.
Now, because this is a different...
That's where its poo is it?
Yeah. Basically, yeah. So what I do, I pull all the rumen and pellets back as far as I can, and then I'll just cut it off and leave a long length on, because it's not going to... nothing's going to contaminate the carcass from there. It's self-sealing. So I don't need to worry about that. Then one of the inspections we do in the field is called the mesenteric lymph chain. So if there's any infection or disease, it would show up on here. There'll be big swellings or cream cheesy type lesions on it, which may indicate things are wrong with the animal. So this is completely as normal, so there's no problem there whatsoever.
Yeah.
So we're happy now to take this back to the larder and do the next stage where we do further checks, but up to this point everything's good. Everything's pointing towards it being a first class animal.
What are the dates then, generally, for deer?
Deer depends on species, but the bucks come in season on the 1st of August and they're through to the end of April. The does come in 1st of November and they're through to the end of March. So there's only a month between them at the end of the season, but a long way to start.
Okay.
there was suggestion, because there were so many, they were trying to increase the numbers culled. There was a suggestion of taking the cull start time for the does back earlier, but we were all very against that because the fawns were still very dependent at that age. And as a group, I don't let my guys start on does really till mid-December rather than the 1st of November, because the fawns are still very dependent. They're still taking a lot of milk up until December.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's right.
We're going to basically carry on what we did in the field now. We're going to skin the animal first, and then we're going to open up the chest cavity and take out the pluck, so the heart, lungs, liver, and then we can wash the carcass and leave it to dry, and then it'll go in the chiller afterwards. So the first stage of that is removing the lower legs and hocking the animal, so we've got somewhere to hang it from.
Oh, okay.
So both sides get hocked, and then the next thing we do is remove the lower limb at the flat joint. So in here there's a joint which, if you cut in the right place, comes off like that.
I think Nick might be right about the British public not being ready to see that whole process.
What we'll do now is we're going to cut this area back and cut round the back side so that we can pull that through on the inside as we get a bit further along.
Oh, that is his bum passage, isn't it?
That's still its penis.
Oh, that's his... Okay, what's that then? Is that one of his balls?
Yeah. That all comes back this way, and then we take it right back through here very carefully. What we're trying to do here is not cut into the haunch.
The bucks will be losing their antlers now. They grow new antlers every year. They'll be shedding now soon, and they're very shy when they're shedding. Firstly, I think because they haven't got the macho thing of a weapon.
Yeah.
But later on when they're growing, they're terribly vulnerable then. It's really soft when it's growing. It's covered with what's called velvet. If they get it damaged then, it's done for the season.
Yeah.
If it hit in the testicles, it would then have lost an antler forever. It would grow, the opposite antler would grow oddly.
What, to the testicle it lost?
Yeah, it's all part of hormones.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you winding me up?
No, no, no.
So if he loses his right testicle, he's never going to have a left arm?
Left antler would be deformed. Yeah. It's all down to hormones.
Yeah. I can see the steam coming off of it.
Oh yeah, it's still very warm. For quite some time it'll be, you know, hot.
The actual physical hand strength doing that, I don't find I'm strong enough with my thumbs to get in. If you watch Mark in a minute where he's going in around the skin,
Yeah.
he's really pushing his way around, and I can't do it.
I was going to say he was making it look pretty easy.
I do it mostly with a knife, but he does it with hand strength.
So it's like a layer of sinew between the flesh and the skin.
That's right. If you get in the wrong layer, which is quite easy to do, you can give yourself a real hard job.
What's the quickest you could eat a deer?
If you wanted to, you could eat it straight away, but we really say at a minimum a week from skinning is when it's getting to its best.
Well, it's how it looks, how the presentation is, and it's got to be right.
Well, it obviously is right, because Anton's having it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have it if it wasn't.
No way.
A week to sort of 3 weeks is a prime time.
Yeah.
I mean, we just don't send them out any sooner than that. It's not worth it, because we want to keep consistency.
Yeah.
Again, people like Anton, you know, working in top restaurants, they need to know that when they put meat out, it's going to be consistent and the same every time. And the way that we can ensure that happens is by hanging things for the same amount of time and dispatching them in the field in the same way every time. So we're trying to keep as many things constant as we can.
Yeah.
Pretty much there now.
Well, he has made it look like a doddle. I haven't finished my tea, and he's just about finished.
So there's the shot. Let's see here now.
Oh man, straight through the spine. Oh yeah, blimey.
A bit awkward to cut because
This is all in fragments now. Normally you'd go through a joint there, but there isn't one.
No.
So what we're going to do now is open up the chest cavity and take out the pluck of this
Right.
animal. So we'll do that now. So that's the inside of the carcass.
So it is.
So there's the bladder and the large intestine going out to the back end. So we're going to pull that through, and then coming down further you've got both kidneys. This here is the pancreas. Then you've got the liver here.
Liver looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, the liver looks in good condition.
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
This is the diaphragm here, and then in front of the diaphragm is what's known as the pluck, which is the heart and lungs. So here's the liver from this animal, in great condition. That'll make a nice stalker's breakfast for somebody, or again it'll go into pie or something, but first class again. The liver from the deer is stunning. What we're doing now is you're taking out the windpipe all the way down. So that's everything removed from the animal. And then on here, obviously, there's the heart, which is again in great condition. Beautiful to eat as well. Or as we don't often get a chance because Scotty gets them for his birds.
Yeah, she really whips all them.
That's again fantastic, roasted or whatever you want to do with it.
Wow, that grandson loves it stuffed.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuffed hearts. That's an old delicacy, isn't it? Stuffed hearts.
And then on kidneys, you offer kidneys to people and they didn't have it. But if I cook steak and kidney pie, they absolutely love it.
Yeah. You a bit of a cook yourself then?
Yeah. Had to learn since my wife died. I've had to change gear and learn.
Oh. When that carcass has been hung up for 3 weeks and you deliver it to Anton, does it go as one whole piece?
Usually Anton takes the saddle,
Right.
which is basically from here to there, with the ribs cut. So he's taking the loin, the prime cut, and the fillets on the inside. I've often thought Anton could do a stalker's breakfast as a starter, a miniature with obviously liver, bacon, and sort of and a duck's egg, but it'd have to be something like a quail's egg, maybe smaller.
Yeah.
He's got plenty of quail's eggs, hasn't he?
Yeah, but it's so such a hearty meal when you have a full stalker's breakfast.
Oh yeah, no, it's...
That's you set for the day.
Yeah.
But the flavours are amazing. It'd be good to, I don't know if anyone's ever thought of doing that, reducing it down and making it into a smaller dish.
We'll have to put it to him, won't we? Oh listen, Anton would be up for anything. He would truly be up for anything.
Well, why isn't he here?
He loves all this. Because he's had to go to Spain, hasn't
It's
he?
his day off. Why isn't he here?
It's a good question, yeah.
Godfrey's horse.
And the wild animals have played ball today. It's probably the first time in history that it's gone to plan on camera.
I wasn't expecting that to. I wasn't expecting to actually get a deal.
Yeah.
No, I thought we'd see them,
But
you know, because especially after seeing how quick they move.
yeah, it's a complete opposite from Hazel, isn't it? You know,
Yeah.
that's why it's so unnerving going in there with Hazel. She's sort of like a cat.
Yeah,
and
bumping you.
go in the field and they don't want to come anywhere near.
No. No, it was awesome. Thank you very, very, very much.
Alright.
Yeah, no problem.